truly imagine what just happened here. Stabbed up some. First off, to take somebody's life by a knife, you gotta have some level of like psychoness in you, bruh. To take somebody's life with a knife.
Some level of psychoness. This nigga was all the way off the deep end with it, bro. He was out of there.
It's quite possibly one of the most personal things you could ever do. It's traumatic. It's not easy. You are feeling their life leave their body with each and every stab.
It's crazy, bro. When you think about it and really like digest that, that is insane.
It would be a disturbed human being if he would have did it by shooting her or, I don't know, drugging her. But to do it with a knife and to feel that person's soul leave their body, it does something to the average person, bruh.
That's heavy. That's heavy. Boy was in there getting his hands dirty. Yeah, they were saying that he was really into like gore and stuff like that, bro. You gotta really watch people like that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta watch people like that. They say he was very isolated coming up, homeschooled, all of that, raised on the internet pretty much. Like, yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah, we're not surprised he turned out the way he did. Not gonna lie. Hey, what's good, y'all? We back in it again, bro. And today I got some sauce for y'all, bro. So we already reacted to the previous situations going on with Buddy's case, David's case with, you know what I'm saying, the one he had got going with Celeste. And apparently they was digging through phones for evidence. I think his, hers, and a couple other people that were involved. And apparently what they found was some hideous, something treacherous. You know what I'm saying? So we finna tap in and see what the situation is, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's not looking too good for David, but at the same time, he can only really blame himself, and I don't feel bad for him. And neither should any of y'all, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? He did it to himself. We about to see what's going on. We about to tap in with my boy Poetic Flocko. Without further ado, let's do it.
What prosecutors revealed they found in David's phone at his court date today made everybody in the room stomach turn. It was
whoa, bruh. I already knew it was about to be something grim, but bruh, I don't know, man. I'm gonna let him keep talking, bro. Let's see how much Buddy was tripping.
It was horrifying. This degenerate freak really murdered that little girl.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. You always know. Painted nails, all black fit. These interesting chains, bro. These niggas like this always got interesting accessories, and you never know what they get them from. This, you know what I'm saying, medieval times chain. You know what I'm saying? This ritualistic chain. This witchcraft chain. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. And he got his fingernails painted all black as a grown man. Yeah, yikes, bro. You already know Buddy was tripping, man. I can't lie, bro. What did they find in that phone?
Bro, and thought he was never gonna get caught. He thought he committed the perfect crime.
Oh yeah, he thought he had him. He thought he was doing something. This stupid ass nigga was taking the body, stuffed it in the trunk, parked it down the street from his crib, and thought he was finna get away with shit. Decided to pay people off to do his dirty work, thought he was gonna get away with shit. Like, he just thought, like, you know what I'm saying, he was just too crafty and too slimy for the game. No, bro. No. You know what I'm saying? Like, bruh, I don't care how crafty and how slimy you are. Everybody gets what they deserve.
He's right, you know.
And that's just your situation right now, bro. There's nothing, you know what I'm saying, that's too slimy or that's too crafty to not get caught. Everybody gets caught at some point. You know what I'm saying? Even Pablo Escobar, bro, I'm pretty sure he was the most craftiest, slimiest person in the world. But he did end up getting caught, didn't he? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
He thought, there's no evidence. He cleaned up his tracks good enough.
Oh, yeah,
he thought they was never going to find out. He was never going to get arrested, and that's evident by how he was moving. Celeste was murdered, according to officials, back in April of 2025. I think she was murdered much longer before then, but if we're going with the official timeline, she was murdered back in April. She wasn't discovered dead until September. He had about 6 months to clean up his tracks, and he thought he did a good enough job.
He thought he did, but he didn't, though, which is why we're here now. Feel what I'm saying? Goodness gracious. And low-key, as I'm thinking about, like, you know what I'm saying, like, while I'm watching this video, all I can think about is, like, she was probably in this house somewhere while he was recording this. That's crazy.
Wasn't officially charged with anything until April of 2026. That means that's the entire year.
Oh my God, look at that devious ass grin this nigga got. I ain't gonna lie, you know he be into all type of evil shit, bro. Look at this devious, mischievous ass grin this nigga got posted up on his face right now, bro. Yikes, bro.
Since he murdered Celeste. Now, he knew he was under investigation since September. That means he knew he was under investigation for about 6 months. But, you know, his arrogance didn't really allow him to think that he was going to get caught, because when he was eventually arrested, this dude has so much evidence on his phone, not of what he did to Celeste, but of other things that you would think that if somebody knew or had expectation they was going to get arrested for something this horrific and knew their phone was going to be a pivotal part of this investigation, that they would at least clean up their phone. But this dude was so arrogant and so cocky, he didn't even bother to even touch
Didn't
or
even
erase
bother
his phone
to do that.
or erase illegal things from his phone.
A hearing just wrapped up for singer David in his first-degree murder case.
The prosecution revealed details about disturbing digital evidence. Let's get to CBS LA's Rick Montanez with what we learned in court today. Rick, what are you hearing?
Amy, Chris, the hearing just wrapped up within the half hour here, and cameras were not allowed in court, but I can tell you that the defendant, David Burke, was in court today in shackles and wearing that orange jumpsuit.
As he should be. As he should be.
Biggest new piece of evidence revealed. Prosecutors say a significant amount of child found on...
Child what?
Whoa, 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 hey, 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 hey. Huh?
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on now. Hold on now. Hold on now. What did they find? What did he say? They found what? And from the way he's talking, bro, there's probably too much of that. There shouldn't have been any of that stuff in his phone. But there was probably so much of that bullshit to a point that, like, I ain't gonna lie, you have to take a second and be like, whoa. Nah, this nigga was tripping for real, for real. He was off the deep end with it. Like, whoa, bro. David, bro. I ain't gonna lie, gang. Yeah, let's just break it down, bro. You was talking to a minor. You ended up deleting her, you know what I'm saying, her software from the system in GTA. If you know what I'm talking about. And now they caught you with possession of what? And how much of that did you... I ain't gonna lie, bro. Don't even give this nigga life in jail. Just give him the... You know what I'm saying? Give him the delete penalty in GTA. In GTA. You know what I'm saying? Because at this point, yeah, bro. There's not much left to say besides other than, you know what I'm saying, this nigga really deserves the worst. That's all I really gotta say for this nigga, bro. Like, because, like, bro... like, how indecent can one human being really be? You know what I'm saying? You ever wonder how some people in this world just function the way they do? This is an odd specimen right here, this David guy.
Burke's cell phone. We also want to point out that this all happens one day after the medical examiner's report became public. That is the report on the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
Bro, this is a little ass kid, bro. Like, what was she in the eighth grade? She ain't even live life for real, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Just give him the delete penalty. Call it a day, bro. You know what I'm saying? In GTA. YouTube, don't ban me. In GTA.
The report says, or I should say, the family of Rivas Hernandez is absolutely devastated to learn the gruesome details contained in that write-up. That's according to a family statement. So this report says,
bruh, what we working with here, bro? What did y'all discover in that, you know what I'm saying, that autopsy?
The 14-year-old girl died of sharp force trauma, but the autopsy was difficult because of the severe decomposition of her dismembered body when it was found in the singer's abandoned Tesla last September. Officials say she died 5 months earlier in April of last year. Burke.
Yeah, you can just see the evil in this nigga's eyes, bro. You can just see the evil within, bro. This nigga ain't got no soul behind those eyes, bro. Well, I feel like I'm looking at a ghost right now. This nigga got ghost eyes.
The suspect, known by his stage name David, was arrested last Thursday. On Monday, he pled not guilty to the capital murder charges. We spoke with a former federal prosecutor just a short time ago here on CBS LA Mornings.
Every time I look at this nigga, my stomach feel away.
About this new evidence revealed in today's hearing and the fact that David's phone, according to prosecutors, contains child.
Yikes.
And obviously, we don't know if it's Celeste Rivas's images and videos or something.
It doesn't matter. He shouldn't have that possession of that to begin with. It doesn't matter whose, where's, what, why, how. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have it to begin with, period. Like, what are we even talking about right now?
Else, but that is a significant offense. Obviously, it helps prosecutors prove the sex crimes, the lascivious penal code section 288, but it's also a separate crime in and of itself, and it's certainly the possibility that the feds even step into this case because they typically
they finna do him the little Dirk way. I ain't gonna lie, bro. He really dug himself into a grave. There's no way his career's done. First off, his career's done. It's over. Sure, he may have, you know what I'm saying, his core fan base or whatever. I don't even know how he still has a fan base, but I'm sure there's probably still people that bump his music every now and then. Maybe it might come up in the back of a TikTok some way, somehow, you know. But in terms of brand deals, events, stages, platforms, streams, content creators, collabs with other artists, he's like a big brand risk. Even if he does get out of this, bro, his career has hit a ceiling. You know what I'm saying? His career is pretty much done after this. Like, sure, he may have his little monthly listeners on Spotify and wherever else platform, you know? But other than that, it's pretty much done for Buddy. There is no way he's actually gonna like dig himself out of this one, bro. Even if some way, somehow, he paid his lawyers good money, he got some good lawyers, he ends up getting away from all of this, right? We all know the truth at the end of the day. So he's not really going to escape that. You know what I'm saying?
They will prosecute these types of child cases.
Oh,
They described it as a phone full of child porn. Now, am I
full? Goodness gracious.
surprised that this weirdo who's currently on trial for engaging in inappropriate activities with a 14-year-old girl and then murdering her because she was going to reveal it to the world? Am I shocked that that person has a phone full of child porn, have gigabytes?
No, not at all. But, like, it's still crazy. Like, at the same time, we can't really put it past him. You know, I kind of always had my my bad, y'all. I kind of always had my suspicions that, like, he did have possession of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, I mean, if he's messing with these little-ass minors, he's got to, you know what I'm saying? He's got to have some dirt up his sleeve for sure. You know what I'm saying? Because people like this, people who engage in these type of activities like David, they usually be on that type of timing. Let's be real here. But, like, it's still crazy as to the fact that, like, he would even go out of his way to do that to begin with. Just as a human being, as a person. It's just crazy to see how, like, evil and twisted and sick some people can really be when you sit back and look at it. But, like, yeah, his character, though, no, we cannot put this past him. No, not at all.
Of child porn, I'm not surprised at all, not one bit, right? Not one bit. I feel like what's even more surprising is that it wasn't deleted or it wasn't gone. He really thought he was safe. Like, he really thought they was never coming for him. There's no evidence more clear that he thought he was never going to get caught and he was Teflon Don than his neighbors complaining that he was doing too much partying. And this was happening during the investigation.
Stupid bitch!
Like, Celeste's body was found. They went to a grand jury. They was, like, interviewing people, trying to get a murder charge on him. And he was at his hideout home in the Hollywood Hills partying and having a good old time while they investigating this little girl's murder.
Then today, NBC4 Investigates obtained surveillance video that appears to show the defense attorney near the police scene minutes later. This afternoon, Blair Burke returned to the home where police arrested the singer and made no comments as she left.
For the DA?
One neighbor actually...
My thing is with certain lawyers is, like, how do you get up on a stand and defend somebody like this? How? I don't care how much they're paying you, bro. Like, yeah. Yeah, this is why I couldn't be a lawyer, because like, you know they're guilty, but you gotta defend them. It's crazy.
Told me that he's relieved that there was an arrest because he said that there have often been parties at this home. I asked if he's heard parties here recently. He said it's an ongoing problem. Either way, on Monday, we're expected to get our first look at David as he's expected in court in person in downtown Los Angeles.
I'm more interested in knowing who the clout whores and monsters were that were still hanging out and partying with this dude, because he can't party with himself. If there were parties, there were other people there. Who were the people that
popped out? I didn't even think of that one, Flacco. I ain't gonna lie, that's a good catch. Yeah. Who was, you know what I'm saying, posted up at these parties?
Still comfortable partying with this dude,
right?
Knowing like he was under investigation for what he did to Celeste. Like, even if you want to say, hey, man, I didn't know that he actually murdered her. I thought it was all lies. But you knew he was still having relations with this little girl.
Right.
And you were still comfortable partying. The only people who I see really comfortable partying with someone like David are people who believe they are like David, or people who have similar interests or secrets like David, which is why I believe, man, even if we can't prove that anybody at that party actually did something, man, they need to be under investigation. Like, they need to be put on a registry, man. David friends. We need to know who his friends were so people can stay away from him, bro. Because it's not like they was partying with him before her body got discovered. No, right? These were parties that started happening after David came back to LA after going to Texas briefly to hide out. This was in the middle of the investigation. There needs to be a list of names that are part of David's entourage and his network of people. Because I'm not buying David is doing all these things alone. The same way they try to get us to buy that he murdered Celeste by himself, that Celeste came over to his house on, I think, April 23rd or 24th.
That one, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to put it past him. He might have been froggy a little bit to do that. I'm not going to put that one past him. You never really know what somebody's capable of. But all the other things, yeah. He definitely had accomplices.
And he murdered her, and then she was never to be seen again. And he's the one who did all of this by himself. I'm not buying that, bruh. Especially after I seen the autopsy report and found out exactly what happened. I don't think David was able to do this himself, then hop on a plane the next day to go and party and have an album rollout and start his tour. And nobody was there to help him either hide his body, chop up this body, dismember this body, and hide it for him. I don't think David, who was on an active tour, was actively hiding and moving Celeste's body all across Los Angeles County, bruh.
Just received the autopsy report from the medical examiner in Celeste Rivas's death, for which David is now charged with her murder. And there are some interesting things, and we talked about this before, that we knew that the coroner had ruled this, the medical examiner ruled this a homicide, but we didn't know the cause of death. And the DA said they were stabbed, there was some kind of sharp instrument was used. Now we know, and what they're saying is there were two wounds in particular, and that they believe, and they use the word may, and the word may is going to be really important, which we'll talk about, that they may be penetrating wounds, which would not...
Oh my God, bro. This will turn your stomach around. For real.
Not be wounds to dismember a body.
Right, because of where they are, they believe.
Nasty word.
The main, and also,
and the way they describe it is, they describe two penetrating wounds, one on the abdomen and one on the chest, and they describe them as, they tell you the depth and the length of these.
Good God. Oh my goodness, bro. I ain't gonna lie. This guy was out of there. What? Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I don't think David's human, bro. I think he's a demon in human, like in human skin. For real.
And they say they have smooth edges. Indication seems to me that some sort of knife was plunged into her. That's what they and it left smooth edges.
The key is the length of the wounds. One is 3/4 of an inch, one is 9/16. So this size wound as the penetrative wound. These are
which
not,
is an indication of the length of the blade.
And also a blade that could not dismember a body, right? This would not be the same instrument used to dismember the body.
Now, the body was dismembered. They describe all that in detail, but those types of cuts to take the body apart would be different than knife cuts.
Does the report say anything about the dismemberment or what they believe was used
They don't say what
no,
was
it does
used.
describe it
They
in a
don't say
lot
what
of
was used,
detail.
but
The pieces.
it's gruesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what your religion is, but this case is proof that some of us didn't come from heaven. Now, we got to give that up, man. I don't think God created all of us, man. I think
God created all of us, but all of us still have like the ability to, you know, tap in with the dark forces for sure. Some of us willingly went on that side. Yeah. David, you can see it in his eyes. Something wasn't right with him. You can see it, bro. He was tapped into a different type of energy. He wasn't with the Lord and Savior. No. He wasn't with our Lord and Savior. No. He was on that other side.
the devil had a hand in some of us being created. Because anybody who is capable of this, truly imagine what just happened here. Stabbed up first off, to take somebody's life by a knife, you gotta have some level of like psychoness in you, bruh. To take somebody's life with a knife.
Some level of psychoness. This nigga was all the way off the deep end with it, bro. He was out of there.
It's quite possibly one of the most personal things you could ever do. It's traumatic. It's not easy. You are feeling their life leave their body with each and every stab.
It's crazy, bro. When you think about it and really like digest that, that is insane.
It will be a disturbed human being if he would have did it by shooting her or, I don't know, drugging her. But to do it with a knife and to feel that person's soul leave their body, it does something to the average person, bruh.
That's heavy. That's heavy. Boy was in there getting his hands dirty. Yeah, they were saying that he was really into like gore and stuff like that, bro. You gotta really watch people like that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. You gotta watch people like that. They say he was very isolated coming up, homeschooled, all of that, raised on the internet pretty much. Like, yeah, bro. Yeah. Yeah, we're not surprised he turned out the way he did. Not gonna lie. This is an odd individual. This is a strange man. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Yikes. Holy smokes, bro. How can one just be so in tune with just evil forces? Like, how can someone just be so, you know what I'm saying, so on, like, such, like, operating in such a dark energy? How can one just be so out of there, so mentally disturbed? I ain't gonna lie, you gotta really pray for some people, bruh. Like, goodness gracious. They said that when he had made the song, what was it called again? It was viral though. In the back of my mind, that song, right? Romantic Homicide or something like that. He showed his mom that song, right? His mom, apparently, from what we were told, when I did my research, his mom wasn't going for it. She didn't like the song. She told him to scrap it, all of this. I felt like his mom, being a Christian woman, probably felt some type of way about that song in her spirit somewhere, because I ain't gonna lie, her suspicions were probably right. Bro, there was something about that song his mom didn't like. No, I'm not gonna lie. She probably did feel the evil intention behind that song and knew there was more to it than what he was presenting. A lot of us, we didn't catch that at first. You know what I'm saying? When I first heard of David and his music, I didn't think he would be on this type of timing. But as he started getting exposed for what he did, we started to collectively, all together, learn more and more and more about his character. And like, everything's makes sense now. You know what I'm saying? Apparently he wrote that song about Celeste and how he, you know what I'm saying, ended up doing what we're seeing in this video right now. So his mom's suspicions were right, bro. Like, this guy was out of there making songs about a 12-year-old girl, 13, 14, however old, bro. Like, goodness gracious, this guy was something else. Yikes, yeah, bro. He belongs where he's at right now. No cap.
The fact that this dude was able to hop on a plane, go ahead and party, have a good old time laughing.
Yeah.
Great poker face, as if nothing happened a day before.
That's crazy.
Then come back and hop on tour and have a tour, and he's playing with coffins at like his like tour dates, playing with blood-filled shirts at his tour dates, singing songs like Romantic Homicide that essentially describes what happened, but the music was filmed before. The fact that his mentor was able to handle all of this tells me this is not a normal human being. This is somebody who we truly have to acknowledge in the likes of like Ted Bundy. Because when you see him interact with other people, rather it's on stream or during these interviews,
he seems like he's chilling. He just seems like a normal guy. Scary world out here.
He's soft-spoken. He's charming, has a bright smile. We truly have to start considering, David might be like Ted Bundy. And if he was able to do this so easily, if he was able to conceal this little girl's death for so long, imagine who else he did it to. If y'all think that, after hearing what you're about to hear, of limbs being missing, fingers being cut off, if you think...
Yikes. They was tripping that bad, eh?
That Celeste is his only body, I think y'all are out of y'all.
I would hope so, bruh. Flock, I really hope so, bruh. But at the same time, can we really put it past him to have more victims? Probably not.
Mine.
So there's a word that's used, may, that it may have been caused by this. The defense is going to jump on that.
Oh, they'll definitely.
Because they're not saying it's conclusive, and it aligns with what we've been hearing, which is they were having a really hard time determining how she died.
Well, look at the passage of time.
As recently as February.
Yeah. The passage of time to determine this is it's many, many months.
There's also, and it's conflicting, and we still can't quite figure it out, but there are references to finding presumptive positive indications that she had both meth and MDMA in her system.
Although additional screenings showed that to be not detected, but the initial screen said presumptively.
It seems like there were two tests taken, two tox screens. The initial one detected MDMA and methamphetamine. Subsequently, they did a confirmation test, and it was unclear whether there was methamphetamine, but no sign of MDMA at that second confirmation test.
I mean, ultimately, is that going to matter when you get to trial, like whether or not she was
probably
on
not
any drugs?
Well, they may argue. They may argue it was an overdose. I don't know what they're going to argue, but they'll latch on to what they can.
That's true.
Yeah. But look, I covered the O.J. Simpson case. The coroner was on the stand for 8 days in that case. So this is going to be the centerpiece of the case because, what the DA is saying is we have evidence she threatened David that she would expose their relationship, probably in a text. That's the way they make it seem. And that she goes to David's house on April 23rd, 2025, never to be seen again.
Right.
Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, gang. I feel like that was the worst shit she could have did, bro. Threatening him and then showing up to his crib. And again, I want to make this very clear. I'm not putting none of the blame on her at all. But like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, Celeste, man, you never felt like unsafe around this guy? You never felt like he would, like he never gave you any type of like threatening vibes, or like you never felt uneasy around him? You never really, you were a kid, so at the same time, like, what I'm saying, like, I can see how that would fly right over your head, but goodness gracious, bro, when you look at this situation, you just feel so bad, bro. He manipulated, finessed, and he was able to, delete her software from this world in GTA. YouTube don't ban me, but that's crazy, bro. It's crazy how like we really walk amongst people like this, bro. It really opens your perspective to like, bro, you can't trust anybody in this world, huh? You can't trust looks. You can't. When they say don't judge a book by its cover, they mean that, bro. They don't say that for no reason. You can't trust nobody's looks. You can't trust nobody. Nothing, Nathaniel.
He ain't lying.
You don't know what somebody might be on, bro. They could be the nicest, calmest, coolest person you've ever met. And then in their mind and behind closed doors, this is who they really are. Really makes you look at life in a different way.
So now the question, what happened? So the prosecutor's going to say he stabbed her to death. And here are these 2 wounds. And then you're going to have the defense coming out and saying, look, number one, you didn't say conclusively, you're saying may. And this is a reasonable doubt case.
The medical examiner also released their reports, and I'll be real, bro. Seeing this, man, I don't see how anything other than a death penalty is appropriate here, bro.
Right. Nah, don't even give him no life in prison, bro. Just go ahead and do what you gotta do.
So they confirmed two things. She was missing both arms above the elbows and both legs above the knees. Now, underneath the body bag was a black trash bag that contained the descendants' apparent compiled bilateral arms and legs. They appear to have been dismembered into several fragments. The descendant was in an advanced state of decomposition demonstrated by foul odor, discoloration, liquefaction. Notice approximately 1 inch linear defect on her abdomen and circular defect on her left flank. Now, the left ring and pinky fingers appear to have been mutilated. So this dude probably kept this as a trophy.
Y'all, my stomach when I'm watching this right now, boy, it is kicking right now. My stomach is turning 360s and 180s right now, bro. Like, my stomach is doing backflips. Oh my God, bro. This is sickening, bro. Bro. This was real, eh? This happened. Yeah, this happened. And people like this do exist in real life. Make you not want to shake hands with nobody. Make you want to, bro. This is the type of shit right here make you not want to leave your house. And like, this is the type of shit right here make you scared to have kids, especially daughters. Knowing that people like this walk around. Yeah, bro. Yeah. It really makes you look at everybody like, man, what did you want for real? You know what I'm saying? You don't be so quick to just take what you see when you look at people. Goodness gracious. Good God.
Yeah, what a weirdo. And I did not locate them during my scene examination, so they're missing. They're gone. She has a tattoo that reads shh on the side of her right index finger. I did not observe any discernible scars or tattoo. I don't even want to know what that weirdo and sicko is doing with those fingers.
Me neither. Me neither. Let's just not talk about it because, like, we already know what he's probably doing.
It's in like a week or two, so we're going to keep on covering this. Let me know in the comment section, what are you guys' thoughts, man? Why do y'all think he did this, bruh?
Oh, my gosh. I actually want to look at the comment section this time. Hold on. He definitely had accomplices. Yeah. Sister right here speaking facts. If they want justice, put him in general population. What's that mean? Oh, yeah. Like, put him with the rest of the prisoners. They'd have a field day with him. What is he, like 5'8", 150 pounds? Yeah, they're gonna tear his ass up. In GTA, YouTube, don't ban me, please. He about to die in jail, cuh. Yup. I always say when millionaires and people with these lavish lifestyles get in trouble, why would they ruin life like this? And the answer is simple. Only a monster can play normal for so long. Facts. Bro, just look at how many millionaires and billionaires we've uncovered of them doing evil, twisted, vile shit. It's because they're not normal people, bro. When you get to a certain level of money, power, and influence, not everybody, but certain people, they don't, you know what I'm saying? Here's what I'm saying. Money just amplifies who you really are. That's it. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Like, in this case, bro, he just had more resources and opportunities to feed in his evil, slick, twisted desires. So, yeah, buddy over here speaking facts. A monster can really only play normal for so long. The gigabytes. Oh, God. Goodness gracious, bro. Yeah, this guy was tripping. Yeah, he did a ritual and the devil didn't help him get out the hot water. Play with the devil, you never. I'm telling you. Play with the devil, you never win. No. You know why you never win with the devil? Because he already lost. He lost his position in heaven. He lost his standing with God. He lost everything. You know what I'm saying? So how you gonna win with a loser? It doesn't make sense. One of the worst criminals of all time. Yeah, he's not the smartest guy, you know. He thought he would not get caught. Yeah, come on now, David. If she crossed state lines with him, any time with him, yeah, the feds are gonna pick up on that. The family threw her to that wolf. Low key though. Low key.
Because to me, it can't just be that she was gonna out him. Because there's other things like bribery, like you could, but to just murder this girl in the, yo, let me know in the comment section, okay? And if you're still watching this video and you want to watch another good video, click on this video here somewhere on my screen to find out how All-Star JR just self-snitched.
Goodness gracious, bro. Yeah, that's the end of that situation, man. I mean, bro, David, bro, come on now, my dog. You got money niggas will never see in their life. So many opportunities to feed families. You could have donated to charities. You know what I'm saying? You could have put up shelters. You could have invested your money. You could have taken care of your family. Stayed out the way, get you a good woman, a good wife, whatever, settle down. If you wanted to, have kids in the future, raise up a good family, you know, build your music career, you know, maybe have your own record label with other artists. You collabed with, what's his name, Jason the Ween. You could have collabed with however many other streamers, you know what I'm saying, got maybe a couple more, you know what I'm saying, like some more views or some more people to buy your album when it first rolled out, since you're collabing with these big streamers. More brand deals, more endorsements, more public PR, you know, good PR. You know, you could have really built a good, flourishing, good career, raised up a good family, had you a good woman, taking care of your family, and stayed out the way. But instead, you wanted to tap in, go kick it up with the devil. He has nothing to offer you, by the way. You let him and yourself, you know what I'm saying, delve into these dark, twisted desires. And look where it brought you, bro. I'm telling you, man. If you ain't going with God, you going the wrong way. I'm letting you know right now. If you ain't going with God, you going the wrong way. You got it, bro. You gotta include God in everything that you do. He is literally your foundation. He's the foundation of the world we're in right now. You know what I'm saying? It's either God way or no way. That's just how I feel. But hey, y'all let me know about the situation, man. He's out of there for this, bro. This was too off the deep end with it. He really deserves everything that's coming to him. Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and end this off though. Without further ado, I'm gonna catch y'all, man. Love y'all, appreciate y'all. Sleaxzegang, let do it to him. Sleazy out. You know what I'm saying?